What is poppin' YouTube? Back again with another video. We're going live. We're going live here for like the first time in a while. We are doing a 2023 Dynasty mock draft. I've been doing these a lot off to the side, not with anybody watching. So thought we would finally do one that is live with everybody here. So let us take it away. Let us do this Dynasty mock. We fall and we're starting. Like I said, appreciate everyone for tuning in here tonight. And let's get the ball rolling. Probably should turn off the sounds. But let me know how you guys doing in the chat. If you are coming over from Sleeper and doing this draft with us, appreciate you tuning in. We're about to have some fun. So at 101, we have Patrick Mahomes, the Super Bowl champ. No surprise here. Patrick Mahomes should be the 101 everywhere this offseason. Now, I think it was funny last year, us talking about Patrick Mahomes versus Josh Allen. I felt like that was a little bit more on the cusp, but you know, I'm still fully on the Patrick Mahomes train. So shout out Hurricane. Hurricane, been a while, man. Glad to we've been seeing each other in other areas and facets of the YouTube circle. So glad to have you in here. And then James, appreciate you. Your boy Sonny. Oh, are you in the draft? Oh, Sonny Brown, appreciate you being in the draft with Josh Allen. Great pick. Appreciate you tuning in. Rodrigo, hey, what up, guys? Appreciate everyone for tuning in and being here live. If you haven't already, hit that sub button. Means the world. We're getting back to creating content this fantasy football season. So we have Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Justin Jefferson at the 1-3. Think that's super early for Justin Jefferson, especially in Superflex. Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, Justin Fields, and then Herbert off the board at 1-7. Think that's a little late. I'm taking Lamar Jackson. I think if you watch a lot of different mock drafts and lives, you're going to see that Trevor Lawrence typically is going before Lamar Jackson, ahead of Justin Fields typically. And I'm on the Lamar Jackson train. I know there's a lot of things to be said about, oh, he's running back and, oh, his situation is not in the same spot as maybe it was last year. And we're worried about his stability because when he's never there in the playoffs. Like, this dude puts up 23 points per game when he plays. And that is enough for me to say smash on that. And I would love to build my team around it because that's a league winning upside. And especially for the 1-8 spot, that is something I'm trying to do. So then after I draft Lamar Jackson, we have Jamar Chase and then AJ Brown. Richie is already auto drafting. We hate to see it. Trevor Lawrence goes at the 111. Way too late for Trevor Lawrence, in my personal opinion, in a Superflex mock draft. But we'll see kind of what falls back to us. I don't know if ADPs are kind of swindled, if there's some weird. Audio's out. What the heck is happening with my audio? Huh. Check, check, check. Okay, I think I'm back. I don't know what happened. You guys hear me now? Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, I don't know somehow my audio interface keeps going in and out. I think it's time for me to probably get a new one. But appreciate everyone for tuning in. Let me know if you guys can hear me better now. Cool, cool, cool. Noah, appreciate you checking in, my man. Great as well. James, yep. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here. So yeah, CJ Stroud's my 101 QB1. Not 101 in the rookie draft. I mean, Bijan's my 101. But CJ Stroud, I'd probably take Bryce Young over Dak Prescott at this point, even with the added weapons. Travis Kelce, love that in the tight end premium league. Breece Hall, Christian McCaffrey, and then Jalen Waddle. I think we have to think about this for a second too. Like, where are we taking CMC? Okay, this guy drafts Justin Jefferson and Christian McCaffrey. We're clearly going win now. It's hard. It's hard for me to value Christian McCaffrey right now, just with his age. He's killer, but we know how it is. So yes, we are doing a third round reversal. So Patrick Mahomes, Austin Eckler. I probably would have tried to grab a quarterback because I would have been worried that none would have fallen back. But we'll see who falls to us. We got some really good running backs still on the board. We have some wide receivers that we do like and some tight ends we do like. So we will see what that is. Noah, we need to do a video here soon together, my man. He is the Travis Kelce of running backs. CMC is. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Ken Walker goes, then Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson, I've been seeing him anywhere in the back end of the second. I think if you get him in that early third, like that just happened, you're feeling really good. You're feeling really good about Garrett Wilson. Monroe St. Brown just went at the 3-3. Oh, man. Yeah. Oh, Puda saying that he wanted Pitts, not Walker. Well, that is fine too. I'm hoping Pitts falls to me personally, because that's probably gonna be my pick. But I have two guys that I'm really high on that I'm hoping falls. Tua goes. So yeah, here we are smashing the button on Kyle Pitts. I was all in on Kyle Pitts last offseason, got burned. But with these young tight ends, we do not know when that first flash of just juiciness is happening based on the target share that he had his rookie year and his second year. We're excited. Just to prove that quarterback a little, even if it is Desmond Ridder this year, like, it can't get worse than Marcus Mariota. It really can't. So excited for Drake London, excited for Kyle Pitts. Welcome to the team, Kyle Pitts. Hurricane saying Mark Andrews, tight end 1. I probably should have gone with the stack of Mark Andrews with Lamar Jackson that I already had. I just think drafting Kyle Pitts kind of gives you the ability. I feel like Mark Andrews is more of a win now type prospect right now, just based on his age. Whereas Kyle Pitts kind of puts you in, gives you flexibility in rounds 4, 5, and 6 to just kind of take the best value on the board and kind of go from there. And come on, Hurricane, you watch enough Scott Connor. He's in on Kyle Pitts. Then we had Chris Olave at the 3-9, Stephon Diggs at the 3-10. Albert, good to see you guys. I know, it feels like the family is getting back together. It's been a minute since we've done a mock draft of any sort. But yeah, so after Chris Olave, Stephon Diggs, Jackson Smith-Njigba. I'm really excited for JSN. He is my wide receiver 1 in this class. I think he's everyone's wide receiver 1 after that short, just based on his pro day showing off the speed as well as his short area quickness at the combine. Super exciting. It's hard for me to say I'm taking JSN over T. Higgins though. T. Higgins has proven it in the NFL. Rodrigo goes Austin Eckler, Devontae Adams, and Derrick Henry. Rodrigo, are you in the chat? Do you know this is a Dynasty? Or you're just building the best win now team ever possible for this year, and then the dinosaurs are going to die here soon? But appreciate you coming into the chat and couldn't let him go. Just couldn't let him go. I mean, hey, man, you build the team your own way. If we're putting money on this, you're probably taking the pot and laughing all the way to the bank. T. Higgins at the 4-2, great value there for Sonny. Jackson Smith-Njigba, and then T. Higgins and Jalen Waddle. Fabulous start there. Russ Wilson at the 4-3. Think that's a little early in my personal opinion. I think there's some other quarterbacks I'd probably take on the board. Like some of the rookies probably. Devontae Smith and Drake London at the 4-5. I think Drake London is a little bit undervalued this year. I think he's, by the end of the season, he's going to be a top 12 dynasty wide receiver for sure. Kirk Cousins is at the 4-6. I don't know. I think it's just so imperative that you get a good quarterback starting off. I know Trey Lance, I haven't seen Trey Lance go. I think we're starting to get better values on Trey Lance. But like we were saying, I'm putting out a video coming up in the next few days talking a little bit about Jordan Love. And right now, Jordan Love and Trey Lance on Keep Trade Cut are right neck and neck, which is crazy to say. If we were saying that Jordan Love and Trey Lance were about to be the same value like a few months ago, people would be calling you crazy. So I'm on the board. We got some. Oh my goodness, Travis Etienne in the 4.8. What are we doing? What are we doing? Taking like okay, Ken Walker, Brees Hall, Bijan, and CMC. Like I understand taking all those guys. Austin Eckler, D. Henry, even Saquon Barkley. Like I'm taking Travis Etienne over all those guys. Uh, I know Rodrigo's going to be talking about the big names, couldn't let him go, but running back value is crazy there. Feeling pretty good about my build with the 2 stud quarterbacks. We want the anchor quarterbacks. That's what I'm doing all offseason. We're getting the anchor quarterbacks. We're then hoping to pivot to then drafting wide receivers. But when the value falls, when a Kyle Pitts falls, you got to take it. And then when a Travis Etienne falls to the back end of the 4th, you have to take that. And then you're just going to be banking on taking the upside picks of the wide receivers in the next few rounds. James, appreciate you agreeing with me. Like I said, appreciate everyone for tuning in. If this is your first time on the channel, we're going to be putting a lot more content. We're going to be doing a lot more lives. We're going to be doing a lot more of this stuff. Like I said, putting out a video about Jordan Love, putting out a video about Elijah Moore. I'm a big Elijah Moore believer. The trade to the Cleveland Browns was huge. So if you haven't already, hit a like on this stream as well as hit a subscribe. The best free way to support the channel. And let's be honest, I'm not charging anything. I don't ever plan to charge anything within the next few months. So we're just trying to grow this community of people. So Trey Lance at the 410. Do love the value of Trey Lance, even with the potential that he's not starting this year. I think the upside is just too high that he's eventually going to be getting a starter job, whether it is with the 49ers or whether they do end up trading him. We then have DK Metcalf at the 411. Love me some DK. Anthony Richardson at the 412 feels a little late. I'd probably be taking him over Kirk Cousins, Russell Wilson, just based on the pure upside. Jameson Williams, we're also a big Jameson Williams believer, has done absolutely zilch in the NFL to prove that he is an elite NFL prospect yet, as he is on KTC already at wide receiver like 16 or 17. We like that. Jahmyr Gibbs at the 5.2. If Jahmyr Gibbs made his way back to me, I was going to be thinking about Jahmyr Gibbs, Javonte Williams at the 5.3. And we have to start thinking about what we're going to be doing with our picks. Because all those running backs just went. We don't really need quarterbacks. We don't really want to wide. I hate to do this. I really do. Because I don't believe it's the right move. But we're going Christian Watson at the 5.5. Rodrigo says, trust the veterans. Hey, man, I mean, you do trust the veterans in the fact that, like, they are going to produce. So if you're building a Will Now team, you do want to trust the veterans. When you play Dynasty, man, it's so easy for when you're doing startups to, like, you want to have all the flexibility going into next year and the year after. So the hardest thing I've seen teams do is when they build it, they win now. So like we do want to build a team that's able to win now, but we also don't want all of our assets then not allowing us to restock. So if you're constantly drafting from the 111 or 112 because you drafted a super heavy old team again, you're not actually able to reflush in the young talent on your roster to keep a balanced dynasty roster. And maybe that's the way you like to build teams. And so I can't harp on you for that, but that's kind of the way that I'm looking when I'm building a team. Want enough youth with enough upside so that I can potentially be in those competitive situations while still being able to maintain flexibility down the line. So after I drafted Christian Watson, we had Tony Pollard. Great things with Zeke being cut for Tony Pollard. TJ Hawkinson, Najee Harris. I feel like Najee Harris is right now in this weird disrespected spot where I feel like Najee Harris is about to be the Josh Jacobs of this upcoming year with the way that he plays, because he's probably going to be going in the 4th or 5th round of redraft leagues as well. George Kittle, the 5.9. Daniel Jones, I'm really liking what Daniel's doing with at the 5.10. We kind of judged the Russell Wilson, but the ability to get the 2 stud wide receivers, the hero running back with 2 very decent quarterbacks in a Superflex league. Very good start there for Daniel. And then Sonny is on the board. Rodrigo is not liking what I'm saying about old players, but appreciate you tuning in and we're all allowed to be learned. I actually have a roster with Derrick Henry, Pat Mahomes, Cooper Kupp. Not that I built it that way, but it just kind of turned that way, and then no one's trading for the players. So it happens. Okay, Joe Mixon. Are we sure? Joe Mixon's a cut candidate. I think we got to be a little careful about Joe Mixon's value. I do like Deebo Samuel. I was thinking about drafting Deebo Samuel where I drafted Christian Watson. So I do like that pick a ton. And then James got auto sniped on the Sonny. Sonny got sniped with the Daniel Jones. That big contract was super nice. So yeah, a lot of exciting stuff there for for Daniel Jones. Don't love it for Saquon, just purely because he's going to be taking a lot of those end zone touches. Dallas Goedert at the 6'2". I think Goddard is, I think a lot of fantasy analysts and dynasty analysts are just like, we're hyping him up, like he's just ready to explode. I don't necessarily feel the same, but I think he is like right in that range in that George Kittle tier. So I don't hate it when you're trying to draft tight end. I probably would have just waited for another guy down the line that maybe had similar upside. Those last picks were more about long terms. Yeah, I mean, Joe Mixon, I think I just think Joe Mixon, I'm a little bit wary of Joe Mixon. I mean, I like Deebo Samuel. He's hopefully in for a bounce back year. No, he performed well last year, but just due to some of the injuries. DeAndre Swift at the 6'3". Oh, goodness gracious. Even with the David Montgomery signing, I don't know if I could do it. I don't think I could do it. I'm just being honest, guys. I don't think I could do it. Michael Pittman at the 6'5", Will Levis at the 6'4". We do love us some Will Levis on this channel. We are big Will Levis believers. The fact that you can get Will Levis about a round and a half after Anthony Richardson, even though both are going to be taken in the top 10 of the NFL draft, we love that. Michael Pittman at the 6'5", upgrade at quarterback coming in to the Indianapolis Colts. Treylon Burks at the 6'6". We do love us some Treylon Burks. Honestly, the difference between Christian Watson and Treylon Burks for me is very close. And if you catch me on the right day, I might have taken Treylon Burks over Christian Watson because I think he's an absolute alpha and just needs more targets that he was not getting from Tannehill. Like I said, appreciate everyone for tuning in here tonight. We're going to be doing a lot more of these mock drafts in the coming weeks. Dameon Pierce at the 6'7". David Singletary getting added to the Houston Texans backfield does not concern me at all. Give him a few touches. Give him a few touches. Let Dameon Pierce get those legs juice so he can get back out there and be the grinder that he is. Oh, and I just auto-picked because I'm over here talking too much. Chris Godwin actually was going to be probably the player that I selected just purely based on who I would have needed to draft. So, yeah. I do like some Chris Godwin. Even the fact that Chris Godwin is going to have Baker Mayfield and or Kyle Trask throwing in the ball. Then after that, we had Jordan Addison at the 6'9". I think Jordan Addison, I was really high on him before the NFL Combine. Seeing the Combine weight, seeing the speed score makes me a little bit nervous. Terry McLaurin, new offensive coordinator, potentially new quarterback, whether it's going to be Sam Howell or whoever they decide to throw back there. Good things for Terry. Jerry Jeudy, I feel like, is definitely undervalued right now. We're just assuming that he takes the alpha role opposite to Russell Wilson and that Sean Payton can just unlock the offense, just unlock it because Russ was not cooking last year. Russ was in McDonald's last year as well. Yeah, I think it's close. Yeah. Addison is still in the tier with Johnson. I think I prefer Johnston at this point. JSN is above. Yeah, it's clearly JSN, but it's really close between, like, if we're talking Jordan Addison and Quentin Johnston, like I'm 100% taking Quentin Johnston over Jordan Addison. But Quentin Johnston went after Jordan Addison here. And I am on the clock, so I need to stop talking. But look at some other running backs. Like I can probably wait on the running back position. And not enough people are going to like this, but I think I got to go Calvin Ridley here. 7'5". We're feeling pretty good about Calvin Ridley and his return from the suspension. This is definitely a win now move, and we just got two receivers that are definitely win now receivers with Chris Godwin and Calvin Ridley. I just think sometimes you get to these positions and we're not necessarily looking at like the elite ceiling guys anymore. We're looking at who can put up solid production, and both of those guys can. I think Calvin Ridley could put up a wide receiver one season based on the fact that Trevor Lawrence is throwing him the ball. Christian Kirk's opening up stuff on the other side. But appreciate everyone for tuning in here tonight. I do appreciate it as well. If you haven't already, leave a like, subscribe. It helps me out a ton as a free channel. And we're trying to get to 150 subs, and we're trying to do more Dynasty mocks. So Hurricane, we need to get you in. I don't know if, have we done one with you before? I know you're always in the chat and always active, so appreciate you. So after I drafted Calvin Ridley, then we had Amari Cooper, White, Hollywood Brown, Jared Goff, DeAndre Hopkins off the board. DeAndre Hopkins is an interesting, like, competitive, like, buy low wide receiver kind of right now because you could almost buy him low, and depending on where he lands, like, it could be a nice buy, especially if you're trading like a mid to late second for DeAndre Hopkins. Jordan Love goes at 7-11. We love to see it. Jordan Love, like I said, I think I'm honestly taking Jordan Love like right after Will Levis. I'm taking him over Kenny Pickett, taking him over Jared Goff. Let me know how you guys feel about Will Levis. Okay, I mean, we have to count on these rookies. No disrespect. I may have to look for them. They're the future generations. Honestly, show off somewhat astonishing athleticism. Yeah, yeah, the rookies you definitely do have to count on at some points. But good rookie class this year for the 23s. I dropped an article recapping a Superflex mock with rookies yesterday. We haven't done one. I haven't been in here like I was in redraft season. Yeah, no, we'll definitely be doing a lot more. I've also been MIA a little bit, so we'll definitely be doing a lot more Dynasty mocks to talk a little bit more about Dynasty because I know it's just like kind of the season we're in right now. Jordan Love 7-11. Geno Smith 7-12. I do like that. Rodrigo, I do like that, especially for your second quarterback, your QB2. Aaron Jones at the 8-1. J.K. Dobbins at the 8-2. I don't know. J.K. Dobbins, it just feels like Baltimore's going to draft a running back. And with already them having Gus Edwards, J.K. Dobbins, I want him to be the prototypical back, but he's not really the prototypical 3-down workhorse that we were expecting out of college. Daniel just auto-drafted with Miles Sanders. Honestly, I'm probably taking Miles Sanders with a new contract over J.K. Dobbins and Aaron Jones right now. Cam Akers at the 8-4. It's just hard with these running backs. Like when you kind of start to plunk, like when we put in like pretty much everyone who's been drafted: Dameon Pierce, Swift, White, Charbonnet, Akers, Sanders, Dobbins, Jones. It's kind of your cup of tea. So I just kind of like to wait as long as I can on these running backs to fill out my roster because like right now, what are we looking at? We have 3 wide receivers, a tight end, and your 2 quarterbacks. Brendan Ayuk just went at the 8-5. I do like me some Ayuk, especially hopefully if Trey Lance starts. It's going to be a good value bump for Ayuk with the deep shots. George Pickens at the 8-6. George Pickens had a really good rookie season last year. With I think surprisingly like he had that nasty catch in like week 2 or week 3 and then kind of went quiet, even though his numbers were very solid. So there's no reason to not think that George Pickens has good enough upside. And probably if he was in this class, it's probably based on what he did last year, is probably in that same tier of the Jordan Addison, Quentin Johnson, but being able to get him 2 rounds later is impressive. Yeah, so James said I'd take Deontay over Dobbins if it was a 3 wide receiver league, and I'm back on the board, and I need to stop chit-chatting my mouth away. There's some running backs I like. So we're going Jahan Dotson at the 8-8 to continue our wide receiver heavy approach in the mid-rounds. Ayuk is him regardless of who's at quarterback. Exactly. And I forget who put it out last year, so I'm just paraphrasing, but a lot of Ayuk's like measurables and performance and target share and after catch ability is very similar to Odell Beckham's in the first few years. Now, granted, it's not at the same scale, but I think he definitely has that upside that will allow him to be a lot higher than where he's getting drafted at the 8-5. But honestly, like let's say like if you had Ayuk and someone offered you Hollywood Brown, are you taking Hollywood Brown? Or are you taking Ayuk? Because like honestly, I'm probably taking Ayuk, but it's close for me. That's close. Because if I knew Kyler Murray was 100% healthy, I'm probably taking Hollywood Brown. But let me know who you'd rather have. We had Brian Robinson, the man who got shot and absolutely came back and just continued to snatch Antonio Gibson's cookies and touches. Just ridiculous. AJ Dillon at the 8-10. I do think AJ Dillon is a little underrated this year, considering the fact that Jordan Love, we don't know what it's going to look like. We don't know if it's going to be more pass happy or they're going to have to rely on the run. So AJ Dillon at the 8-10, very good value there. Isaiah Pacheco at the 8-11. I do like that for Isaiah Pacheco. Christian Kirk at the 8-12. Christian Kirk was someone that I was thinking about at the 8-8. I'm not scared of the fact that now Calvin Ridley gets added into this mix. I don't care that Evan Ingram's still there. I don't care that they're probably going to add either another wide receiver running back in the draft. I do like some Christian Kirk. Derek Carr at the 9-1. Feels kind of like a steal. Feels like an absolute steal at the 9-11. Mike Williams at the 9-2. We're about to be back up. Who's my favorite sleeper rookie back? Hurricane, that's great. I think it's hard for me with not knowing landing spots. I mean, I love me some Kendre Miller. I think a lot of people are high on Zach Evans. I'm not high on Zach Evans. I think Kendre Miller, as long as if he can somehow sneak into that 3rd round, I'm going to feel really good about. But I feel like a lot of these running backs, it's just so like the class is so deep that people are just going to wait because they're going to be like, I can probably get Evan Hull in like the 5th round from Northwestern, and I won't have to spend a 3rd round pick or anything like that. So, but I don't know. We're going to be back up on the clock. And, I was looking at a bunch of different places, and I honestly here, I know it doesn't sound great, but we're taking Dalvin Cook, like falling to the 9th round, your RB2, you want some solid production there. We're feeling pretty good about our starting lineup so far. So yeah, Travis Etienne, Dalvin Cook, feeling pretty good about our start. Feeling like we can compete, but also have enough young pieces that can make it work. Yeah, yours is Evan Hull too. Yeah, cool. I do love, as someone that watched him absolutely demolish the Ohio State Buckeyes at Northwestern. Like, I definitely think he has a ton of potential, and he's a lot faster than what people think, and he has a really good vision. So yeah, as long as he lands in a good spot, I think that's going to be exciting. So we have Mike Evans at the 9-7. I was thinking about Mike Evans. Is this the year that his 1,000-yard streak gets broken? I don't know. David Montgomery at the 9-8. Swift at the 6-3 or David Montgomery at the 9-8. Oh, it has to be David Montgomery. Honestly, I probably should have taken David Montgomery over Dalvin Cook. I just wasn't looking far enough down my rankings to choose Dalvin Cook. I do like me some. Everyone says his name weird. I feel like it's A-Chain, but I feel like I've heard people being saying like Acne. I don't know. I'm 100% on the A-Chain pronunciation, but maybe I'm saying it wrong. I do like his speed. I do think he has that Chris Johnson type ability. I'm just nervous to see how it's going to end up playing out and where his draft capital is going to be, because I thought it was going to be 2nd or 3rd, and now it's not looking that way. Tyler Lockett, Rashad Bateman. Do love me some Bateman. That probably would have been a good player if he had fallen for the stack with Lamar. Alvin Kamara at the 9-12. Will he play this year? Will he be suspended? I think the signing, who did the Saints sign? I'm off the top, but they just signed a running back, and that's pretty decent. So I think it's probably like the best running back they've had since Mark Ingram. And now the name's A-Chain. Okay, I was saying it right. Juju Smith-Schuster at the 10-1, Mac Jones at the 10-12, Khalil Herbert at the 10-3. Khalil Herbert's great value, especially even though they did bring in Devontae Foreman. We're just nervous. We're waiting for the draft, man. I've been seeing some mocks of Jahmyr Gibbs, and it's just, Jahmyr Gibbs would just kill Khalil Herbert's value. Elijah Moore at the 10-4. We do love us some Elijah Moore. I would have taken, this is probably right for Elijah Moore. I think it's great value. I'd be trading any mid-second I can for Elijah Moore. Kayshon Boutte at 10-5. We then have James Cook at the 10-6, Aaron Rodgers at the 10-7. He's my draft crush. A-Chain plays 15 pounds heavier than he's listed at. Awesome. Oh, he's got great vision. And especially, like, you watch his tape, played in it. Oh, and I'm up, and I'm quickly Jalen Hyatt, yeah. Yeah, just his vision is incredible. I totally agree with that. And I think with the speed that he has, it's going to be really exciting over the next few years to see if he can be the outlier. And I know he's sub 200 pounds, and there's like this, fantasy thing where we're like, oh, like he's not going to get all the carries. But like, dude, if dude can get 10, 11 touches a game, however that is, dude's explosive and can build up some fantasy points from that. The fact that a lot of these tight ends fell, like Njoku and Dalton Schultz in the 10th, feels dirty. Like it just feels like a good range. Like this is another reason why if you don't get one of those top guys, like I'm not drafting Dallas Goedert or Pat Freiermuth in the 7th. I'm getting Dalton Schultz in the 10th, or even Njoku in the 10th. Like I like both of those guys. Josh Downs then goes at the 11-1. I don't know. Hyatt's exciting for me because I like the speed. I just like, how is that going to translate to fantasy? I don't know. But he was my highest graded wide receiver currently on the board because Gabe Davis is that 4 touchdown spectacular that he had 2 seasons ago is no longer in play. Gabe Davis at the 11-4, and I'm back on the clock. And I've just been doing a lot of talking, not really thinking about who I'm going to draft. There's some running backs I like, wide receivers that I can wait on, tight ends I can wait on. We're going Matthew Stafford, to lock in our QB3, even if it is for just one more season. Is there concern about the injury and that maybe he'll retire? Sure. But we were worried about Tom Brady, and Tom Brady somehow played 2 more seasons than expected. So Matthew Stafford, give me one more run with him and Cooper Kupp, QB3. Feeling pretty confident about it. Appreciate everyone for tuning in here tonight. Like I said, if you guys haven't already, hit that sub button, hit that like button, help support out the channel so much. Best free way to support the channel. We're putting out more content, coming out with a video soon talking about Jordan Love, coming out with a video talking about Elijah Moore. Going to be doing a lot more of these mock drafts. I don't know. And follow me on Twitter. That's typically where I post the mock draft, as well as like in the sleeper chat. There's really not like a great way. Like I'm not making a Discord or anything like that until we get a little bit bigger as a channel. But those will all be things that are in the works. Jimmy Garoppolo at the 11-8, the most sexy quarterback in the NFL. The fact that his smile just lights up a room. And first off, I'm married, so like I don't want you getting any ideas like that. And then the second thing is, I honestly think it's because of his smile that he still has a job, because he's really not that good of an NFL quarterback. Rodrigo, damn, chose a TikTok standard. Nah, no joke. He's going to have an amazing season now that he's landed on a less offensive team. Yeah, no, I like the Juju Smith-Schuster. He got the capital. He got paid. He's got the contract. Mac Jones scares me, and I just hope, like, if there's been rumors that Lamar Jackson is like being targeted by the New England Patriots, I think I would really like that for New England and Bill Belichick, because Bill Belichick needs to repair his image after everything that's happened here recently. And we still got a few more rounds. I mean, I feel bad. I should have probably only made this a 13 round, but we're just going to continue on in this stream, in this draft. So appreciate everyone for tuning in. Jacoby Myers, so Las Vegas Raiders. I think that's the thing that was mind-boggling to me, was the fact that they weren't willing to pay Jacoby Myers top level wide receiver money, but they were able to pay Juju. Because I honestly think Jacoby Myers is better than Juju as a wide receiver. And I don't like Jacoby Myers. Now, I don't really like Jacoby Myers like with the Vegas Raiders, like especially having to now compete with targets with Devontae Adams when he was the target hog with the Patriots. Antonio Gibson at the 12-2. Brandon Cooks at the 12-3. But appreciate everyone for tuning in here tonight. Brandon Cooks at the 12-3. I probably should have drafted Brandon Cooks. Like, great value with Dallas. I love that for Dak. I love the addition, especially for CeeDee Lamb. He won't be doubled as much. Brandon Cooks is just Mr. Reliable. I can't believe how many teams have just traded him around. Dude was a top 24 receiver for the Texans for 2 years. And like, you were able to get him in round 8 or 9 of your redraft leagues year after year. Love that pick of Brandon Cooks. Tajay Spears at the 12-4. Tank Bigsby at the 12-5. You know, Tank Bigsby, when 2 years ago we were talking about this 23 class, everyone was talking about Tank Bigsby, and sad to see how far he has fallen just based on metrics and some of these other running backs. But yeah, in your rookie league, you probably could get him. Tank Bigsby's going anywhere between 2.7 and 2.10. Cole Kmet there at the 12-6. Greg Dulcich at the 12-7. And I'm on the board, and we're going to be looking. We need another running back. And, Jamal Williams. That's who I was trying to talk about Alvin Kamara earlier, the Jamal Williams signing. Probably not going to get as many touchdowns as he had with the Detroit Lions last year, but still solid. Zeke, the rumors are currently right now with the Jets, which I think says a lot more about Breece Hall's health than people want to look into. The Cincinnati Bengals, and then I think the Chicago Bears, was that another one? But apparently Zeke wants to go back to his Ohio State running back number 15, which would be interesting to see after watching him for so long not be number 15. Kendra Miller, Sean Tucker. I'm worried about Sean Tucker. Hurricane, I don't know if you're still here, but Sean Tucker is an interesting one to me because he did his own pro day. He didn't do any on the Syracuse pro day. He didn't do any medicals. He didn't force do any medicals at the combine. Makes you worried about something wrong with him. So I think that's going to cause teams to be wary and cause him to fall. But apparently ran that 4.340, which is absolutely incredible. But if you're not doing it at the actual NFL combine, how impressive is that? Things to consider. Alexander Madison at the 13-3, Cedric Tillman at the 13-4, and we are back up on the board here. and it has just gotten ugly really fast. We need another tight end, and we're taking our boy Chig. Do love us some Chig. 13.5. Great value in my opinion. I think Chig is out to prove people wrong. It feels like Chig is where Johnny Smith was right before he broke out. A lot of great things by Matt Harmon at Reception Perception talking about Chig and the year that he had last year. So I will bank on the man that does target share and predictions for a living, and I will take my man Chig. Appreciate everyone for tuning in here today. So after that, we had Michael Thomas off the board at the 13-7, Leonard Fournette, Roshan Johnson, Adam Thielen, Damian Harris. Man, I wish this draft would go faster, to be honest. We're at that point where it's just like, let me pick. So we're looking at our team right now. We feel pretty solid at the wide receivers. We're a middling team. That's where we are, but that's also like how kind of the board fell. If I were to have improved, I wish that we could have gotten maybe better wide receiver value. Probably could have waited on quarterback. But it's weird. Every draft, like I feel like different communities too, like have different drafts. Like if you're ever in like a dynasty land or like a fantasy stock exchange, it just feels like quarterbacks are flying off the board super early. So didn't necessarily happen in this draft. Rodrigo says, you believe TB12 is going to return. Seems like he's interested with the Dolphins. If that happens, it's going to be crazy. Yeah. I think he definitely was interested. I just think it didn't work out. And honestly, I think with how everything went down, I think he's probably going to stay retired, which is sad because you definitely could see that he had a lot left in him. I think if they would have won, I just wanted him to win another Super Bowl just to be like, I feel like Tom Brady was like the greatest athlete of my lifetime. I mean, Kobe was up there too. LeBron, like these generational type athletes, but like the difference to me about Tom Brady was just that he just won all the time. And so I was hoping he could get another one, even though I'm not like a Patriots fan, even though I have Aaron Hernandez as my profile picture. I was hoping he could get another one, but no, I don't think he's coming back. I think he's going to stay retired. He bought himself a nice, I think it's like a $10 million boat that he has on the Miami shoreline. So, yeah, I think he'll definitely be fine. Pretty much everyone's an auto here in the next few minutes, but I appreciate everyone for tuning in here tonight. Means a lot. Means a whole lot. I'm on the board. We took tight end. We probably need another wide receiver. Alan Lazard just got the contract, so we'll go Alan Lazard. I don't feel great about it, but it feels like good value here at the 14-8. Rondell Moore at the 14-10. Purdy. Darnell Washington. Honestly, if Purdy ends up being a starter and you got him at 14-9, I know it was autoed, like feels like pretty good value. Kareem Hunt. I'm praying that Kareem Hunt lands in Miami. There's like, I know they re-signed a bunch of guys, but it just feels like Kareem Hunt's so talented and it's just not working out. Devin Singletary at the 15-1. Dude just got a contract. Most other guys, like Kareem Hunt, doesn't have one. Some of these rookies, we don't know where they're landing. Like Devin Singletary feels like a good value at the 15-1. Even though, like, I feel like anybody is Devin Singletary at this point. Not super talented running back. Doesn't do any one thing great, but it's pretty great. And that he just is solid. He'll get you 8 fantasy points if that's what you need. We're back on the board here. We were looking at running back. You know, if Noah's still here, we'll roll the dice on Deuce Vaughn. Hopefully he gets 4th or 5th round draft capital. And based on Noah did a whole like RB model, and it was pretty good. And Deuce Vaughn scored very well. So I will bank it on that. KJ Osborne at the 15-6, Zay Jones at the 15-7, and then CH at the 15-8. We then got a few more picks. But like I said, as we kind of wrap up this draft, we're going to be doing a lot more of these. So like follow me on my socials. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel so we can get in a lot more of these mocks as we continue on this offseason. If you have any questions, hit me up on Twitter. Happy to answer any Dynasty trade questions that you may have. Desmond Reader at the 15-11. Sam Houth at 59. Both of those are great values. Both of those are great values. But really just like appreciate everyone for hanging out with me on your Thursday night. Maybe we'll be doing a few more. We'll probably do one this weekend. So make sure that you're subscribed so you can jump in to any of these. And like I said, appreciate everyone for tuning in and have a great night.